they have been forced to close their Bodymore Health Training Ground because of a significant increase of coronavirus in that location. So they have had to now shut that training facility. And the FA Cup game between Southampton and Shrewsbury Town has been called off after increase in coronavirus cases. All right, let's begin with this story. It's been with us for the better part of 5 years. Karim Benzema and Matthew Valbuena. The story when it first broke was that Karim Benzema, Matthew Valbuena was being blackmailed. Some people, contacted him and told him they've got a sex tape of him and they were going to publish it if he doesn't pay. So Karim Benzema now contacted Valbuena and told him, guy, think you should pay, otherwise these people can embarrass you and it will be the end of your career and all of that. So Valbuena then reported the case to the authorities, and that's how Karim Benzema became involved. Since then, Karim Benzema has not been called up by the French national team. He has been really disappointed by that. He feels that if he had gone, if that had not happened, he would have become a World Cup winner, because they went on to win the World Cup in 2018. They hosted the Euros, got to the final, and all of this. Karim Benzema missed it. He's still just 33, and at one point he even tried to see if FIFA would allow him to go and play for his country of origin, Algeria, so that he can at least have an international career, since they have refused to let him play for the French national team. So he argued that a police officer, that's Karim Benzema, said it was a police officer who used dishonest means to draw him into the affair. So French prosecutors, they have pronounced that Karim Benzema will face trial on Thursday. Then Benzema's lawyer, Sylvain Comier, he said that he's not surprised that the matter is going to trial, and that the decision was as absurd as it was predictable. Because Benzema scored 200, and he has so far scored 261 goals for Real Madrid since joining them in 2009. He and Mathieu Valbuena were international teammates at the time of the affair, and they were in the French squad for the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Valbuena, who's 36, was playing for Lyon at the time, but is now with the Greek side Olympiacos.
Well, we also expect this kind of thing, because it's not really easy when it comes to blackmailing. This is a serious offense, and the fact that they were both teammates and friends, and this had to happen. I don't know, or I don't think, or I can't deny for myself though, but I think facing the trial, I understand Benzema would definitely pleaded not guilty, to what has been leveled against him, this accusation, because I don't think, as I am, though I can only speak for myself, paying someone to blackmail a friend, I don't think that's something really reasonable. But everyone is different, and except he proves himself, innocent, then he will be left off the hook. But if it's found wanting at the end of the day, I'll be disappointed, and he will face the law, because this is really not something legal for you, to put on contact your teammates and ask for money, and you're not telling them, I think the best thing would have told them, okay, report to the authorities. But sometimes they threaten that if you report to the authorities, your life is in danger and all that, you better pay ransom, or better pay this money so that this thing will not be released. But the way it happens, it doesn't look as if Benzema was like, telling Valbuena to pay, because maybe he had, he had links with the
that was the allegation, that he told.
Just have to go and defend.
He advised Valbuena to pay, but now we are also getting to from the allegations that he even he paid some individuals to extort money from Valbuena. Then he was now telling Valbuena to pay the money, saying It's as we really do not
But
know
if you
the.
don't, if you don't have, for me, for instance, if I know I'm not involved in such a thing, yeah, release the sales tape. You're on from Valbuena. If you think, okay, something you don't have anything like that, that's to do with. But though everyone has a private life. But
Of course, there was a sex tape. No, that's not the allegation. Nobody is denying whether there is a sex, but it doesn't matter whether you have blackmail is wrong.
It's wrong.
It doesn't matter. So you cannot have something about someone which is not pleasant. Once you tell the person, look, if you did not settle me, I'm going to release this thing. That is blackmail, and it is a very serious offense in every country. Everywhere, blackmail is not acceptable. So once you do that, it is a problem. So why would, and this is the big question, which his lawyers will of course try to defend. Why would, that's if it is true, Karim Benzema be even involved at all in a situation like this? Because the allegation now is that he paid them to blackmail Valbuena. Then he was advising Valbuena to succumb to, telling things like, your career is at stake. Well, once the public hears this thing now, it's going to be a problem. So why would he do something like that? But he is saying, no, this is not true, that it was actually a police officer who got him involved in the affair through dishonest means. So it's something that they've got to try and prove his innocence in court.
They just have to go, take the case seriously, honestly, and his lawyers should be ready to defend this, because if at the end of the day, like I said, I can only speak for myself, because the next person, I don't know what he or she is planning. So for me, I think it is really, really going to be a shame for Karim Benzema if he's found wanting, because I wouldn't expect somebody to role model, everybody's watching week in, week out, and even trying to be like the model their play style, to that of Benzema. Then at the end of the day, one found out that he has done this. Come on, what kind of money will he be looking for from his teammates that he cannot ask, even if he wants? But he is also a big player. He receives so much money, but I just want to see how they're going to defend it. If at the end of the day, their defense, fail to hold any water and maybe it's being banned and sanctioned, I'll be disappointed. And I just hope that it does not agree to it at the end of the day after much pleading and pleading, it does not agree and say, okay, I did it, I just want to deny it. If I hear something like that, I think I would be disappointed.
He actually did. He has not denied that, and he didn't tell Valbuena to pay. But it's just that what he's saying is he advised him as a friend that look, just this thing could get really messy, so maybe you should just consider how much is it, just give them the money, forget this whole thing.
We are looking at paying somebody
to blackmail, to be the ones to blackmail Valbuena in the first place.
So for me, that's, if it's one wanting that, yes, and it please that, okay, at the end of the day, after the ruling, it's okay, this is what really happened. He paid them to extort money. That is really, really something that somebody would not even want to hear. And then people will ask, okay, yes, the reason why he was thrown out of the national team has been, justified and all that. So for me, that a whole lot is at stake, and his career is also at stake. So he just have to ensure that his lawyers will try and defend this. If not, I think his all he has worked all his life could just go down the drain because of what has happened. Because there's nobody that will ever believe you, honestly. Nobody, and no club will go that people will not see you as a teammate and a friend, because you've already paid people to blackmail your friend and the national teammate. So this is a very, very big issue on ground, but they have to be very, very careful about it, especially the striker involved, Benzema. You should watch out for it.
Wait and see. They said it's going on trial, so the lawyer seems pretty confident that they are going to get out of this, so we'll see what happens. Already he has basically lost his international career. I recall Zinedine Zidane spoke recently and said certain things about Karim Benzema being the best striker that France has at the moment, that and then there was someone else who said something about if he were not from Africa, then he's sure this thing they will have resolved this issue a long time ago. All right, let's move on to another story. Tokyo 2020 organizers, the competition is going to take place in 2021. It's taking place from the 23rd of July to the 8th of August. Well, they said that the competition will go ahead, that they are ready to host the Olympic Games, despite the city of Tokyo declaring a state of emergency because of the rising cases of COVID-19. Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga, he said that there was a sense of crisis as he announced emergency COVID-19 plans. But the organizer said that this declaration of emergency offers an opportunity for Tokyo 2020 to plan for a safe and secure games this summer. We will proceed with the preparations accordingly. So that is the situation. Tokyo recorded 2,447 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday, and the latest measures primarily target restaurants and bars, which will be asked to stop serving alcohol by 7 p.m. and close an hour later.
Well, the important thing here right now is that yes, they are confident of going on, and they've had their preparations line up, before now. So no matter how much the cases, the upsurge in cases, will be in China, Tokyo, Japan is still going to be held. So for me, all the athletes, what they are trying to say right now is that everyone preparing for Tokyo should continue with his preparation. Talking about the athletes. So for me, for you to postpone such an event after what happened last year, postpone it to this year, and to shift it again, the money involved will be huge. They've already talked about how much they are going to use to ensure that yes, this thing will be staged. So postponing it will cost more money. So for the best thing for now is to ensure that yes, if they can keep everybody safe, which is the most important thing, and see how even if they have to put the games in different days at times, just to ensure that everything is okay, then I think it is better than having an event that at the end of the day you have so much crisis. So far, so long as they've already made their plans, well, let's see how far they'll go. But then I just hope that the upsurge, will not be on the rise before the event proper.
Well, the cost so far has increased by 2.8 billion because of measures that are needed to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So we'll wait to see what they will do. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, they said that they have full confidence in the Japanese authorities and the measures that they are taking, and together they are sure that they will have a successful Tokyo 2020 Olympics in 2021. All right, let's return to football. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, he says that the decision on the future of Mesut Ozil must be right for all parties. He expects that that decision will be coming up in the next couple of days. And since Mesut Ozil is into the last 6 months of his contract, Arteta says he's free to negotiate with other clubs. We hear that Ozil has already started the negotiations. That Arteta also said that they are going to discuss it internally and what the best situation is for him in the near future with the player and his agents, and try to find the solution for everybody.
For a player he has not used for God knows how long, and he's talking about yes, I understand the parties.
He's still their player. It doesn't matter that he has not played for them. He's still their property.
Yeah, the fact that he has the right and he has been asked, to start talking to clubs. Yes, whichever clubs that he feels like going, he could go, but just the financial terms and all that will favor both the club and all parties involved. Well, it is good because it's better for you to be at a club where you play week in, week out, than staying at a club where the manager does not want to make use of you, or better still feels you are surplus to requirements. So Ozil has really tried. He has been patient and he has been training, though he has been getting his money, but as a professional he wanted to play. But now that he has been linked to clubs, I'm sure from now till the end of the month, yes, it could be. I would like to see Ozil in many colours, but just smiling and playing football. He's a fantastic player, though he had this nightmare at Arsenal under Arteta. So let's see how this will end. But I just hope that those who are coming for him, maybe they come with good money and agree on the same figures and all that. Then he has to move. He came on the record deal from Real Madrid. So the way he was treated the last couple of months, I think really unfairly treated. So I just hope Ozil leaves and joins the club.
Okay, so Aston Villa, they have had their training ground. It's called the Bodymore Health Training Ground. It has been shut down because of a significant coronavirus outbreak at the club. The Premier League side, they said a large number of first-team players and staff, they are in isolation after they returned positive tests on Monday. They were due to play against Liverpool in the FA Cup on Friday. So that is the situation, having to shut their training facility.
Well, the way COVID-19 is going and the way the clubs are also, taking action and also acting on it, I think it was really happy because for you to have a safe season, you have to be very careful with what is happening. You get all the updates and see how you can ensure that everything is taken care of. Yes, they've experienced a significant coronavirus outbreak at the club. Fine. I think the best thing to do is to shut down the facility and see how everyone will be taken care of. And maybe the most important right now is there are tests before games. So if you are positive, there's no way you can be part of it, and if you are negative, you can be part of it. So I think it's really good that they are really updating us and ensuring that yes, whatever is not right and whenever things are not right, they are not going to play. So they should play at a better time. So I think I have to go with what's going on right now because of the rises at Aston Villa.
Well, Southampton, their FA Cup game against Shrewsbury has been called off because of the significant number of Shrewsbury Town players and staff who have tested positive for COVID-19. The League One club do not have enough fit non-isolated players to play the game at St. Mary's Stadium.
So what was because of it's better because you can only play when you have 14 players, 11 on the pitch and 3 as substitutes. Even if you have other players who have been affected by the COVID-19, but the fact that you cannot get 11 players, or maybe you have 11 or just have only one bench, then you are not fit to play. And I think the best decision has been taken. They have to just allow that to look for another time to play that game. But for now, since the players are not up to, they are not fit. Yeah.
The FA's professional game board, they will decide what will happen next with the fixture early this week. We don't know what they will tell them. Maybe they will also say, okay, just the way it happened with Derby County, that it has to be their under 23 and under 18 that will play. But Shrewsbury, they have not trained at all this week, and they shut their facilities for 10 days. And they said they had been given medical advice that it will be unsafe to play the match, with Southampton then told of the decision on Monday morning. As we told you, Wayne Rooney's first team at Derby, they are going to miss the FA Cup with Chorley on Saturday following COVID-19 outbreak, and then they had to close their training ground on Monday. So they will play the game, but it's going to be made up of their under 18 and under 23 players. So that is the situation right now in England. All right, still in England, West Ham United's record signing Sebastian Haller, he's on the brink of joining that side Ajax. They spent £45 million to get Haller in 2019. He was one of a number of expensive signings that was bought by former manager Manuel Pellegrini, but they did not compete at the levels that were anticipated. Pellegrini was then sacked in December 2019, and David Moyes eventually took the club away from the relegation battle they survived, and right now they are doing decently in the English Premier League table. Haller has played recently in the absence of Michael Antonio. West Ham, they are happy to accept a fee of around £18 million for him. He's just on 26 years old, and he has made his debut for Cote d'Ivoire. In November, he decided to play for Cote d'Ivoire. So that's the situation. A player they bought for about £45 million. They are willing to sell him for only about £18 million. So they will be taking a loss on this player.
Yeah, sometimes you make profits, sometimes you take the loss. When he signed, I thought he was going to hit the ground running because he was a beast with Eintracht Frankfurt, and that was the reason why it cost 45 million pounds. But since he came to the English Premier League, he failed to justify that money. Maybe because it wasn't given enough time, or maybe perhaps the board, they don't want to give him more time. They will just want to make some money out of it and see how they can progress. For me, it could have been better if they had given Allah some time. Though they've got Michel Antonio and other strikers who could also do very well, even if he's been sold. I think it's better for them to sell him, having played some seasons, from his contract. So that's the reason they are taking 20 million out of it. If he had performed better and performed wonderfully well, by now we would have been talking about 18-19 million pounds with the buyers. But because of the dip in form and the reduction in its value, so 18 million pounds from subsidy spent for 5. I think it's not really, really nice, but one has to just allow the player to go and make some money out of it and go for other players to replace him.
All right. In Africa, Tunisia's Football Federation President Wadi Jari has been banned by the country's National Olympic Committee for 4 years. In a statement, the NOC, they stated that Jari had breached national and international Olympic ethics code. The Olympic body said it will be forwarding any complaints which did not fall under their jurisdiction against Jari to both the International Olympic Committee and FIFA. Jari has governed the Tunisian Football Federation since 2012 and is hoping to become a member of the Confederation of African Football CAF Executive Committee when elections take place in March this year. So it is unclear how the NOC's ban will affect his candidacy, which is being assessed by CAF Governance Committee this week. So given that Jari is not a member of the NOC and without the country's football team having qualified for the Olympics, his working life is pretty set to be unaffected. But since they are also a sports body, maybe, but right now it's not going to have any impact. Well, he wrote on the social media in response to the ban. He said, "I didn't know I am an elite athlete eligible to compete in the upcoming Olympics." He was just mocking them as to why they would take that kind of a decision. So a complaint against Jari was brought by CS Cheba, who this is a club who had contested Tunisia's top division last season, but who were relegated to the amateur leagues in October. Tensions between Jari and Cheba began in 2019 when the club's leadership criticized the president on its Facebook page following a match in which the coastal-based club believed it had suffered from poor refereeing decisions. Cheba was fined afterwards, but their refusal to both pay the fine and to pay their registration fee for the new 2020-2021 season on time resulted in the FTF decisions to demote them. So this is what the whole situation is. So although the statement failed to specify it, it is understood that comments made by Jari on TV last year contributed to the ban. Allegations that he denied when posting in his response to the ban on Facebook. He said Cheba filed a complaint accusing me of instigating violence. I stand by what I said. I respect everyone and I respect all regions. So this is the situation. So he believes that the ban has no legal grounds or effect on his Tunisian Football Federation presidency and has nothing to do with football activity, neither nationally or internationally, as far as FIFA and CAF is concerned. So that is what Jari, the president of the Tunisian Football Federation, is saying in his running battle with the National Olympic Committee of his country, Tunisia. All right, guys, those are the stories that we have for you. You can now start calling us on 070-626-39275 or 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154. And of course, send the text message to 080 7400 9076. Hello.
Hello, guys. Good evening.
Yeah, Danjuma, welcome.
Guys, what's up? Good evening. Manchester United, there is semi-final gist of the team for Ligona Social. I will say it's equal team. You don't know how to win semi-final. And like this, you could do. Well, you know, say the result is you try again, you try again. Look at the try again, whether you see win semi-final. Every court we did there. You go far, you go far, you see it. Now do it.
Hello.
Hello, guys, Brian.
Yeah, welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening, Madrid.
Good evening to everyone. I'm seeing a very interesting final between Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. And for me, I think Jose Mourinho will carry this. Yeah, I get what it is. That Tottenham team is a very good team, and I think he will win that Carabao Cup. About that, I am not somebody who loves boxing. I've not been a fan of boxing for years, but under the period of my Tyson, I started developing some inch of love for it. But the analysis has made me to be interested, and I have to go back to the archives to check during this youth titles. And I found out that Muhammad Ali, he is referred to as the greatest. But what I saw, I think Mike Tyson, I don't know why he referred to as the greatest. Because, for instance, the fight he had with Ken Norton, if you ask me, that fight, I think that was the episode, that fight was the stalemate.
Which one? He had 3 fights with Ken Norton.
The one he had in 1978.
He lost one. He lost the first one and he won the other 2.
This one was a stalemate. I'm mentioning the year now. It was a stalemate. And
you assume from what you saw, you thought it was a stalemate. I mean, that's what you're saying.
He won, but it was not convincing.
Do you know why Muhammad Ali is considered the greatest by most boxing experts? Do you know that Muhammad Ali won the world heavyweight title at the age of 22, right? Then he successfully defended it. That was in 1964. He defended it every time he fought until 1967 because he refused to be conscripted to the United States Army to fight in the Vietnam War. Then they banned him. They took his title away from him and they banned him for 3.5 years. So 3.5 years, the prime of his life, Muhammad Ali could not fight for 3.5 years. If you watch Muhammad Ali against Sonny Liston in 1964, the first and the second fight, you watch Muhammad Ali against Cleveland Williams, you watch Muhammad Ali against Ernie Terrell. This was Muhammad Ali in his prime. Look, there is no boxer in the world that could take on Muhammad Ali in his prime. The Muhammad Ali that you saw who came back after the ban, after 3.5 years, was past his one. He was inactive for 3.5 years, while all the other guys, Joe Frazier and the rest, they were boxing, they were fighting. Muhammad Ali could not fight. But even then, even after he came back, even though he lost the first time he met against Joe Frazier, but he fought Joe Frazier 2 more times and he won. He lost the first time he fought against Ken Norton. He came back and won. He lost the first time against Leon Spinks. This was now in 1978 when he was already 36 years old. He came back and won. Muhammad Ali is the first and so far the only one to have won the world heavyweight boxing title 3 times. From when he was, we are talking about 1964 to 1978. How many boxers you know in the heavyweight division that have dominated for such a long time. And there is nobody that Muhammad Ali docked. He fought against everybody in the heavyweights. There was no heavyweight boxer that you say, if only Muhammad Ali had fought against this guy, he would have beaten him. He fought all of them. All of them.
Yeah, he fought all of them. What I observed was that from 1972 down to around most of the boxers are fighting. They will put on their best. Because, for instance, when Kenobi fought against George Foreman, George Foreman Muhammad Ali defeated the 1974 to the cleaners. And he took Kenobi to the cleaners.
Yes.
I think it was around 3.
Yes.
But they Kenobi set Muhammad Ali to round 15.
It doesn't matter now. So
then even Joe Frazier gave him a lot of tough time. Chile and Manila, I don't know how they did that fight to Muhammad Ali.
You didn't watch the thriller. If you watch the thriller in Manila,
I watched it.
Why will you say you don't know how they gave the fight? They didn't give the fight. Joe Frazier could not rise up for the 15th round.
Muhammad Ali was very difficult to also stand up.
But Muhammad Ali did not give up now. Muhammad Ali stood up now. We cannot rewrite history.
Madrid don't come. I think that is the height of boxing. I think some of the best boxers were found during the 1970s. Yeah, that's what I observed. Because I also checked the period of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was just like a killer. Most of the boxers that fought him, he destroyed all of them. But you couldn't really see such a thing under the period of Muhammad Ali. Most of those boxers.
Look, as I said, we cannot rewrite history. These things happen, so we cannot come after 50 years and say, this fight wasn't exactly the way it happened. It happened, and we already have the result. I think the best way to find out who is greatest or whatever is to ask the people themselves. Go ahead. If you ask Mike Tyson today, who is the greatest of all time, and you tell Mike Tyson that it is Mike Tyson, he will tell you no, that there was a Muhammad Ali, that in his prime, nobody beats Muhammad Ali. Tyson has said it. Maybe I'll try and get the clip, then I'll play it for you so that you will hear what Mike Tyson himself said about Muhammad Ali. All right.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk to other people. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Okay, good evening.
Welcome, sir.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. This is the calling from John.
Okay, welcome.
Please, I want to talk about Chelsea and Lafa. The owner of Chelsea, is he talking to Lafa? Because the way I'm saying, I don't think Chelsea is fair with this the way I'm saying.
You don't think?
I don't know what the way I'm looking at the club, I don't think that Chelsea will pay, that one will pay Chelsea to the goal. To where we're supposed to be. I don't think Chelsea will head for myself with this season. I don't think so. The way I'm seeing it. The owner of Chelsea is just quiet. He's not talking to Lafa that this was the issue in Chelsea now. Please, can you enlighten me, please? Thank you very much.
Okay. The issue in Chelsea is that they will play against Morecambe in the FA Cup. What is that? Saturday, Sunday? I think that's the match they have on Sunday. But for now, Frank Lampard is still their manager. They are not doing anything about it. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Victor, welcome. Hello.
I am for the golden.
Yes.
I don't know what was just for. This walking back then, she was so don't get there. I will still leave. But I don't know what was this. Not then. It was this thing for our podcast. They are saying in the classroom. When we finish studying, we have to do the thing. What we are teaching about was that honest food. But now, anytime it's there, it's about to always scared.
Okay. All right, Victor. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Ibrahim. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Hi, Mr. Good evening.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, sorry, I want to bring you back to your discussion yesterday when you were talking about if Pep had any manager, any great manager under his tutelage. For me, yes, Frank Rijkaard Pep was under Frank Rijkaard's tutelage. I mean, he stayed with him for more than 2 years before Frank Rijkaard was eventually sacked. So, you know, Frank Rijkaard won the Champions League in 2006 final against Arsenal, and he won the league also.
Who was under Frank Lampard? Frank Rijkaard?
Pep was the Academy and the La Liga B side manager.
Does that mean he's under him? He wasn't under him.
Frank Rijkaard was his boss.
It doesn't.
Frank Rijkaard was the first team manager, so anybody under him was subordinate to him. So
it's not like he's an assistant to him now.
That was how Zinedine Zidane started. No, Zinedine Zidane wasn't an assistant. He started from the.
Zidane became an assistant. Abi, was he not an assistant to Carlo Ancelotti? He was now.
Yes, he was.
He was promoted from being the head of Castilla to being the assistant manager now. That wasn't the same thing with Pep Guardiola. So let's not go there, please.
For me, I think Frank Lampard has proven that he doesn't have it so far. I mean, coming from Derby County, he didn't do anything extraordinary at Derby County. I think the English press gave him the Chelsea job with the overhyping of his CV. I don't think he has it. As a player, yes, he was one of the fantastic players in the world. But management is a different ballgame. He has not been able to transfer his greatness as a player into management so far. And this is on professional attitude when it comes to picking up his players and putting them in the right position. I mean, it's one of the things that irritates me about him. He seems to be very stubborn. Mason Mount is, for all I care, a promising youngster. He's not yet there. And you don't not feature him as if he's like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. He's indispensable. I mean, you should allow the young man grow. Put him, I mean, if you can transfer such confidence
all right.
In Messi Mount,
let's talk to other people. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome.
Hello.
We can hear you. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, okay, Brian. Good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Good evening, okay, sir. Please, when some people call the others are waiting to call. Okay, Brian.
Yeah.
What happened today was that the citizens used stones and chased the Red Devil out of Manchester. I'm happy that it ends like that. Secondly, I really commend the way you analyze sport. But other I don't mind that. I will please that your work in that way. If you can help us digest it and teach us, let's not go like it. You are too, as in, whenever you analyze sport, sometimes I used to wonder, this man, are you an alien or you be human? To take it off, it's too much. So this is Peter calling from Jerry. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you for the praise. I hope I deserve it. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
My name is Dennis, and I'm calling from Benin.
Great to have you, Dennis.
Thank you for what you guys are doing, letting us know what is actually happening in sport. But my thing here is about Nigeria football. The way that we're going. Coaches like the coach of Leeds United now, you can see his age. Despite his age, he's still doing well. Is it what is happening to the Nigerian coaches that took us to the under 17 and did well? That took us to under 20 or to under 21 that did well in the past. these coaches are still leading. What is difficult for Amaju Pinnick and his team bringing these people on board?
So you want to bring back Sebastian Broderick? That is
it is well and good.
You want to give him the under 17 no now?
It's funny I'm not there.
Okay, Fani Amu, okay. Yeah, but I think Fani Amu left coaching and into administration.
I just want to pass this idea. If they are old and they are still doing well, is it not better than this better character that you bring coaches and they take us nowhere? What is my question to them? We are not doing well at all.
Okay, but you know that Manu Garba, for instance, won the under 17 World Cup for us in 2013, and because he did well, he was promoted to under 20. But you saw what happened now. He didn't do well with the under 20.
If he didn't do well,
then he now went. They gave him the under 17 again, and he failed at the under 17 that he had won before.
I understand, but my pain is the way at which these young ones, we are not, look at WAFO. We will go to West Africa. People, we are champions of the world. We are champions of the world. We can't even beat Cote d'Ivoire anymore. Any day we are meeting Cote d'Ivoire now, we already know the result. Anytime we are meeting Ghana now, we already know we are going to lose. That is our pain now. There is no development. We are totally grounded.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome.
That's part for Papa Combaros.
Okay.
Good evening. I want to speak about Nigeria football more. I remember one day you started the Terrible welcome in here. You invite Terrible with audio. You ask one question, say, how is he? They say they not fit give all these police, like you need the judge and co. They not fit give them the job for that 20 or that 17. He say, well, he stopped one statement. He say, for him, all the people where they say all of them are novice. They don't know what they do at the moment. So for me, I know when I hear this result this morning, it will shock me. After what kind of administration they manage Nigeria football for Christ's sake? Or for another Wafu, not be able to general. Wafu, not be say the general qualify now and how they play now. 5-time champion for the war. You don't make any sense. You don't work at all. I bet that they beg and down here now where I did. All this administration, if I were there, I for your resign. No another one enter, make you raise Nigeria football because this one I want to where they unite Nigeria together. I bet make them find way out. Whether they will resign or make them find way out to make things work out at the right time and the right moment. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Hello.
Hello, I greet you on studio.
Oh, greet you too.
Yeah, this is Inspector Masiti.
Oh, welcome, sir.
I am very much happy that despite the COVID-19 that affected Masiti, yesterday they destroyed Mayo. I don't know if you can join me to celebrate Masiti. Oga Ibrahim, thank you.
We celebrate with you.
All right.
All right. 070-6263-975, 090-3939-4427. Hello.
Okay, Brian, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Brian, I want to speak about the Edo Queens. The experience I got last week, I was not really happy about it. But I went to stadium around the 6 in the evening, and that match started after 8, almost to 9. And we left stadium around 11. I don't know the reason why these matches are shifted.
I honestly, I don't know to why the matches are not started the 6 p.m. that they tell us that the matches will be started.
And you see, I live at Kenya. Imagine all the way from here to stadium at that night.
Yeah.
We don't have security. The government has security. A lot of people coming have security. What about the people watching the match? I think they should do something about it. Or they don't want us to come to sit down and watch match. They just have to just let us know. Please. That's my contribution. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. God bless you too. My advice is your security is paramount. You've got to be very, very careful. I will love to go and watch Edo Queens play, but the way it is right now, sorry, until they start playing the matches at 4 p.m., I cannot go because I live in Atu, and from what I've heard, the matches do not start at even 6 p.m. Sometimes it's past 8 before the game starts. So when you start leaving the stadium at that time and you're coming all the way to Anyat now, it's not something I will risk. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, this is President from Ego.
All right.
Yeah, I want to find out. You talked about.
Oh, so sorry. Please try and call us back. Hello.
Hello, my children.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, my dear. What's that?
Good evening.
Yeah. Ibrahim, I want to quickly take you back to Benzema issue. If he planned with the criminal to blackmail his colleague, and then he withdrew and made his colleague to release the money to the criminal, then that would be very, very, very unbecoming of international man like himself. If that is the truth. And if they want to prosecute him, maybe they have found out the truth. Then I will finish for you all this while. I'm going to withdraw it. Honestly, I felt that he just want to not allow him to play for France, maybe because he has one side with Algeria or whatever it is. But now, if they prove that point to be true, what do you want? You are already in the national team. I think that man was also in the national team.
Yeah.
That Begona. Yeah. So what do you want? You want the man to be pulled out of the national team? You see, that's where most times we fall back to his future. That when you dig a pit for somebody, that person will fall into it. You see, you set trap, you don't take time, you fall into that trap. Look at him now, he has fallen into the trap. All this while, look at what he has lost now.
Yeah.
All the prestigious cup and the play and all the rest. And it's still not end there. I'm sure my deal with him. I won't pay for him because
but what if he wasn't guilty of paying people to blackmail Valbuena? What if what happened is the one that we know, as in he told Valbuena when he got to know that some people were trying to blackmail Valbuena, he just advised Valbuena to pay the money. Will that make him guilty as a lawyer?
No, what I'm saying, if he contacted the criminal, they are ready.
I understand that part, and we've already agreed that it is very bad.
The other side, if in the other hand, there's a blackmail against Valbuena, and he's asking me to just pay, and then withdraw. Well, he was trying to sympathize with Valbuena. There's no offense there, as far as I'm concerned. If you like, you comply. If you don't like, don't comply. There's no offense there. He's not confined with anybody. He was just partnering with Valbuena. But if the other side attacks if the two parties in that aspect, we will face criminality. But for this side, we'll try to sympathize.
Okay, sir. All right.
If they prove everything not to be true, then they should pay compensation.
Okay, sir.
All right, man. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, let's quickly run through the text messages now. This one says, good PM, please let us be patient with Lampard. Now, so Chelsea fans now full this Benino. He will soon surprise all his critics. Edo Queens all the way, please. When is NNL resuming insurance all the way Kayode from Ohoro? That's going to be on the 16th of this month. Good evening, guys. This Chelsea fans should stop complaining that time that we are losing. They were all laughing at us. Now is their time. They should take it without complaining. Good luck to my team, Arsenal. I am Granny Shaka from Ikoba Hill. But that's banter now. When when you are losing, they will laugh at you. So when it is your turn, you laugh at them. This one says, okay, some of this not sports, trying to. Okay, this one says, I thought that since 2020 was a difficult year, that in 2021 the Golden Eaglets are going to make us proud this year. But as it is now, I am 5% confident that the Golden Eaglets are going to qualify for the AFCON. Elvis from Lucky Way. Okay. The simple truth is that the simple truth is that of the coaches. They are not well grounded in the art of grooming youngsters to becoming champions. Stinger Hooper, Benin City. Okay. I'm not trained. I don't have any training as a coach, but I can spot talent. And if someone is a coach and he tells me, please, I need some players from Benin City, help me identify some players, I will identify the number of players that he wants and tell him, okay, try this guy out, you will see. Then of course when you try the player, you're not satisfied, you are free to say, no, this player is not good enough for me. But I'm really surprised that we do not have coaches or football people who can really keep giving us. Nigeria should be like a conveyor belt, a metaphorical conveyor belt that will be consistently churning out footballing talents. The way Argentina, the way Brazil, the way that's how we should be, you know. But really baffled though. Greetings. About putting together under 17 and other teams in Nigeria, let's face it, our problem is corruption. You can't make a team without Paso. Babanel from Egba Junction. So if we all know what the problem is, then I think we should understand when some of us say, look, this is not acceptable. We shouldn't say, no, other countries too are developing, so we should not complain that they are now beating us. Nigeria should be able to consistently be at the top. This one reads, Good Day Sports Gurus, Lampard should be sacked. He should blame himself. Okay, should Lampard be sacked? They should blame himself for giving English players a preference over others, even when they are not in form. Chelsea is not an English national team. He should be reminded. Dr. Kaka from Enyai. All right. This one says, Good Day Sportsmen. This is Max from Sapele Road. Please, I would like you to give me the top 10 highest goal scorers in the world. We need time to do this. Good Day Kukuruku of Sports. Nigerian football is gradually sliding down the order because our coaches and sports leaders are square pegs in round holes. This from Green Lantern in Benin. Okay. Good Day Sports Crew. Is the EPL suspended due to COVID? No, it didn't suspend it. They said LA Sports will continue. Good day, guys. My name is Nico. Please, who is Chelsea playing next? Their next game, I think it's a Morecambe in the FA Cup. Then they will now play Fulham in the Premier League. Let's see. We will take one more before we leave. Thank you, City. You just saved the world from noise pollution. From Unfit Faithful. All right, guys, that's our package. We'll see you tomorrow morning on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibrahim. I've been doing this with Ego Sagbek at the Sports Maestro. KU News break is out at 5 p.m. Please stay tuned for that. Bye-bye.